Hi, everyone. I was asked to give a tour of my class team, so I'll go ahead and just jump right in. But I made a team for each of my class periods because it's easier to keep track of grades and record grades that way. So once students log into their team, so this is first period, they'll see the posts, which is nice because it's all of the updates that I've made to the team at a glance for the students. Now, these tabs over here, I'm still experimenting with how this works exactly, but something that I'm going to do on the first day is I'm going to be polling my classes. So once they've logged into their team for the very first time, I can see who has successfully logged into their team and answered the poll. And then students themselves can see the results of that poll from across the class. So these two tabs right here can be pretty frustrating because they're sort of redundant. So I decided to use them a little bit differently than I did last year. This class notebook I'm going to use for files that are changing and being updated every day, like class agendas. Files that are going to stay the same and follow students throughout the entire year that they're constantly going to need to reference possibly, I'm going to put in files. And I learned the hard way in files to put everything in as a PDF because if you don't, students can edit them and it turns into a hot mess. So just save yourself some headache now and put it in as a PDF. For class notebook, I got rid of that front page and I kind of personalized mine. And so whenever you open your class notebook during the school year, you'll have loaded up all of your students. So you'll have everybody here. So anything that you put in content library or collaboration space or even in the welcome, those are things that the students can see and access. And so the teacher only, that is where you can stage, and that's where I'm going to stage all of my agendas and anything else that I want to work on before I push it into content library. And you also want to remember too that content library, anything that you put in there, you can actually export it out of this team into other teams and into other class notebooks. So that's really key. So don't be deceived by all of these tabs. I put those there to chip away at as I had time. The only one that has anything in it, these are all empty. The only one that has anything in it is this first one. And so these will be my daily agendas. And once I have this completely filled out and I'm ready for students to access it, I will push this tab into the content library. And then students, whenever they log in, they can access these agendas for that week. And so obviously they'll stack up in the content library, which, I kind of think that's what I want anyway. So the idea is that every day they take a look at the agenda, and if they've missed class, they can see point by point exactly what it is that we've done. Now, the nice thing about this is that if I have any extra resources like videos or activities that are interactive, I can drop those right in here, and students don't even have to leave the web page. They don't have to leave Teams in order to access them. They're just right there. So that's really nice. Assignments. I really love assignments, especially the graded part. There's a lot about assignments that I like, but something that I am going to do that I can show you now is I'm going to double up on due dates, like alerts for due dates. So there's a written alert right here, like, hey, here's your due date. I decided to use this feature right here, the calendar feature, and it works just like the Outlook calendar, where you can set reminders for yourself. And so I set a reminder for my students. And so I have this quiz that I'm going to make available for them to take from 7:30 in the morning to 11:30 at night. That's why there's this long blue block. It's all that time it takes up so they can access it. So the neat thing about this is that I've set a timer on this, so they'll actually start getting an alert one every day starting on the 17th, a week before. So they'll not only get verbal reminders from me, they'll get reminders in their class team. So that should be really helpful. Grades, I'll be honest and tell you, I don't know what they do. I guess it's just to help students keep track of grades. I don't know. Maybe it's like a grade book. Who knows? This is my Flipgrid channel or page. I use Flipgrid. Sometimes I assign as homework students to go home and make a video. And then in class, they may watch a video and provide a written response. And so I just have this right here because Flipgrid is pretty much a staple in my class. We use it all the time, so I just have a tab for it. The last tab that I have is my lesson, where I'll be dropping recordings of my lessons. And I decided to use Stream because Stream was available in the Microsoft suite, and so I wanted to see what it did, so I just decided to use it. Most teachers use YouTube, and really, YouTube, I think, is better. It's easier, it's more intuitive, and it's much more, I think, successful than Stream. But the idea is that
Hi, Bulldogs. Welcome back.
the idea is that every day whenever I recorded a lesson, I'm hoping Stream will just drop it right in here automatically, because that's what it did with this one. And I'll have them dated, and students can access each day's lesson right here in their class team. So that's basically it. That's all I have for now. Hopefully it will grow. I'm sure that it'll be crazy. This is a crazy year. It's bananas. But it's going to be a wonderful year, and I think that you guys are going to do a great job, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with and to be inspired by what you find. So have a great year and take care.